So last class we have seen this. So thyristor switch capacitor, thyristor control reactor, so which is used to convert. So it is developed primarily for this dynamic compensation of power transmission system with the intention of minimizing standby losses and to provide another one is operating flexibility. So that is it. Then basic single phase TCR is shown here. So this is our TCS circuit which is shown here. Okay, so this is it. So it consists of TCR and then TSC here. So for a given capacitive output range, it typically consists of n TSC branch, so number of branch. So n can be anyone. So starting from 1 till the infinity numbers, depending upon the type of power you are going to control it, and 1 TCR. So this TCR branch, this is our TCR. Okay, so TSC and TCR branch. The number of branches n. So we have seen this n TSC. So number of this n can be determined. So number of n can be determined by practical consideration that includes. So first one is operating voltage level. So voltage level of the, so at what voltage level you are going to operate. So depending upon that, so you can determine the number of n, the TSC, number of TSC branches. Then another one is maximum VAR output. So at what VAR output you are going to operate. Then another one is current rating of thyristor well. So that is also another factor you should keep in mind while determining the number of branches. Then bus work and installation cost, etc. So these are some of the factors which you will determine the number of branches in this TSC branches. Okay. Also, what you can do is you can also increase the range of the TSR. Okay, so also inductive range can be expanded to any maximum rating by employing additional TSR branch. So you can employ this TSR branch. So you can branch. Okay, so this is the case you can have. So Q you have is, this is there. So reactive power is equal to what you have, this power, reactive power Q is equal to actually VI. So V is there, supply voltage, times I is the fundamental current of this TCR, and that can be varied by using the firing delay angle method, right? So that formula we have 1 minus 2 alpha by pi minus something, which while drawing, so we have seen, so at maximum the current will be minimum. So like that, when firing angle is max 90 degree, the current is minimum, then it goes, and then it is, as the firing angle decreases, the current increases. So that is what you have, minus the sum of these currents, IC1, IC2, IC3. So here ICN. So that is your TSC1. So depending upon the type, if switch 1 is on, then current IC1 will flow. If switch 2 is on, this current will also flow. Now switch 3 is not on, so that way it will. So depending upon the nature of this, so you can decide this number of branches, operating voltage level, maximum VAR output, current rating of the thyristor valve, all this. Okay, so this Q, so Q you have is, actually Q is nothing but VI, Q is VI. Okay, so that way you can have. Okay, then another point here you can keep is, one capacitor bank is switched in by firing. Okay, so you can have this one capacitor bank can be switched in by firing firing. So for example, you can have is thyristor valve 1, and then is set. So here you have different, so this figure you have. So now you can switch in this TSC bank one by one. So first you switch in switch SW1, okay, by actually giving the firing pulse to this gate, okay. Then so that sum of the war output of the TSC negative and that of TSC positive equals the capacitive output required. That's so then in second, third, and nth interval, the output is controllable in QC max by n to 2 QC max. Means now in second interval, what you are doing is switch, these two switch are on in second interval. So therefore, the maximum reactive capacitive reactive power to the two switches, there will be two. Then similarly, if third switch is on, then you will have from this to 3q max. And then if n number of switches are on, then you can have this n minus 1 by qc max n to qc. So range by switching in the second, third, and the n capacitor banks using the TCR to absorb the surplus capacitive force. So this is how you can have that. Now another point you can have is by being able to switch the capacitor banks in and out within one cycle of the applied AC voltage, the maximum surplus capacitive VAR can be restricted. Okay, so that is, so theoretically it can be. So what you have is TCR should have same VAR rating as that of TSC. However, in order not to have the overlapping, okay, so in order not to have the overlapping, what you are doing is TCR should have somewhat larger rating than TSC. So during that switching in time, so they will overlap, the voltage like waveform will overlap. In order not to overlap one another, so you are having TCR should have a rating little bit larger compared to that of TSR in order to provide this enough overlapping. Okay, so that. Then the VAR demand versus VAR output characteristics of TSR is shown here. So this is your VAR demand and VAR output of this. So VAR demands capacitive VAR demand, inductive VAR demand. So when switch 1 is in, then Q is there. So this dotted line indicates that inductor is trying to cancel out this. Okay, so finally after cancelling out, you will get this. Okay, so switch will operate only at these points. Okay, so this is what so from figure 40, this figure, yeah, the capacitor VAR output QC, this QC is changed like a step manner. So this, see this one, when switch 1 is in, it will come here, then switch 2 out, switch 2 in, out, in, see? That is where. So then when you draw that, this is your, but this dotted lines actually is a inductive VAR, which will actually cancel out, try to cancel out this one. So here it is cancelling out, here also it will cancel out. Okay, so this is what you have. So here TCR QL is actually used to cancel the surplus capacitive VARs. Then next one is the functional control scheme of TCR TSR. So similar to that of FC TCR, you have, it has to provide three major functions. So first one is to determine the number of TSC branches needed to be switched into the approximate required capacitive output current. So this one. So it will do, so this one it will be doing scaling. So how we will do that? So how many number of branches is required to do that one, it will do. Then second one is it will do the switching of branches in a transient free manner. So this one. So transient free manner. So TSC switch on off in a transient free manner. So that is there. So without transient, it will try to. Second. Then third one is it varies the current in TCR by firing delay angle control method. So this third function is performed by here. So here it will give it to this TCR thyristor gate of the TCR, and then it will try to on this TCR. So these are the three functions of control scheme of TSC TCR. Okay, so the first logic circuit for the basic logic for the second function is here. So the second key, so how it is controlling that. Then here the operating VI operating area of TSC TCR is shown in figure 3. So we are basically looking for a two thyristor switch capacitor banks. So this is your fix BL max, VL max. So this is for TCR. Okay. Then this area till this area, this is for, this area is actually for TSC. Okay. So now if switch SW1 is on for this is if SW2 is on. So two capacitor. Okay, so we have seen that to control from BC max. So this is BC max, which is actually 2 BC, 1 BC, 2 BC. Then if you are owning another switch S3, then it will become like that, which will be 3 BC. Then if this is SW3, if SW4 is on, then it will keep going like that. Okay, so this is how it is. So but within this range only it will operate. Okay, so then it will not go. So this is your maximum IC max, it will not go beyond this. Now third one, it will come here till like. Okay, so this is the maximum, so operating, and the voltage will be maximum will be here. So beyond that it will not go. So this one later on when you apply in this power system operation and control, where the voltage is controlled, the voltage, so the voltage cannot be controlled beyond this. We can bring below this system voltage, so plus minus 2, so it may not go beyond this. So maximum is this much. So beyond this we cannot go. Okay, so we can use this concept to control the voltage in power system network. Then another one is at slightly below the war output, all the capacitor banks are switched out. The TCR current is 0 or negligibly small, and consuming losses are 0 or almost 0. So this case here, at slightly or less than below war output. So this output, okay, slightly or less than or at 0 war output, all capacitors are switched on. Okay, then the TCR current is 0 or negligibly small, and losses are 0. In this case, losses is 0. Now as the capacitor output is increased, so now when switch is increased, what will happen here? TSC bank, so switch 1, C1 is there. So what happens? Switch in, the TCR absorbing the circuit reward. So the loss will keep increasing. Okay, so it will increase. So C1 it has increased it. C2 it is increased by this amount. C3 it has increased by this amount. So the losses will keep increasing. Then this is actually a fixed loss you can have. Okay, so fixed losses. So as the losses will keep increasing with it. So this is the case at slightly or below the war output, 0 war output. So this one, all the capacitor banks are switched out, means they are all switched out. The TCR current is 0. So here the current is 0. Then what happened is the losses are 0 or almost 0. So not 0 but almost 0. Okay, so some areas here almost 0 or either 0. So it can be like. Now as the capacitive output is increased, as this TSC branch are on one by one, then the losses starts increasing. So in a fixed manner. First here, then second when it is there, it will reach here. Third, again, if you have another capacitor on, then it will be like this. So again, this is your C4, see, then it will go. Okay, so C4. So that way it will keep increasing. Okay, so these are some of the losses and all which is actually so whatever we have discussed till now is actually the variable impedance type converter. So it is variable impedance. So we are varying this either inductance or capacitance to control the reactive power flowing into the system or flowing away from the system you are using. Now next we have is another type we have is switching, variable switching. So by controlling the switch, you can have that another, you can control the reactive power flow in the system. Okay, so next type you have so next type of fax devices we will be discussing is this one, the switching converter type war generator. So till whatever we have discussed till now is variable impedance type. Okay, so variable impedance type. So this TCR. So whatever we have discussed till now was variable impedance type. Is variable impedance. Okay, so variable impedance type. Whatever we have discussed till now was variable impedance type. So what we have discussed till now was TCR, then TSC, then another one was the combination of TCR with fixed capacitor, FCTCR. Then any other one? What was other one? Hello? MSC, TCR. Other one? TSC, TCR. So this is the most common or widely used fax controller to control the reactive power in the system. So these are some of the variable impedance type which we have discussed, the working principle, then the operating principle, and then constructional detail and how it is control part. The next another type of this one we have is switching converter type war generator. Okay, so switching converter type war generator. So here now you can have this SVG, static war generator, which we have discussed in the previous sections. Actually, either generate or absorb controllable reactive power by synchronously switching the capacitor or reactor bank in and out of the network. So that we have seen, no? When capacitor is switching or reactor is switching, it will either absorb or generate the power, reactive power. Then the aim of this approach, whatever is this, the aim of the above approach was to actually produce the variable reactive shunt impedance that can be adjusted continuously or in step-like manner. So continuously or in step-like manner. So step-like manner, whenever there is a TSC, then you will have a step-like manner. TCR, you will have continuously. to meet the compensation requirement of the transmission network. So you can vary this X. Okay, so by varying this X, you have been using this. So varying this X, you vary this X. Okay. And then another point you have is the possibility of generating controllable reactive power directly without the use of AC capacitor or reactor by various switching power converter was disclosed in Googie in 1974. So this was before 1976. We have been using this TCR, TSC, and combination of TSC and TCR to generate the reactive power. Now, after 1976, once the various by using the switching power converter, then the new this is now advance of TCR and TSC. Okay, so advance of TCR and TSC. So this converter, be it AC to DC, DC to AC, or AC to AC, are operated as either voltage and current sources, and they produce reactive power essentially without reactive energy storage components circulating alternating currents among the phases of the AC system. Okay, so this is means here this converter, the above converters, the switching power converters actually operate either as a voltage source converter or current source converter and produce this power without actually without energy storage components. In TCR and TSC, what you have in TCR you have is reactor, in TSC you have is capacitor. So that is why they have some storage components there. But in these components, we don't have that any storage components. Okay, so this switching power converters we don't have that. So from this, so functionally, if you can consider from the standpoint of view, reactive power generation, their operation is similar to that of ideal synchronous machine. Okay, so this is your. So now the switching converters can be comparable with this synchronous machine, okay, whose reactive power output is varied by excitation control. Okay, so now synchronous machine, what you have two, no? One is overexcited another one is underexcited. So overexcited, it will generate, underexcited, it will absorb. It will generate, it will absorb. Okay, so this is the case here. So here another point you have is like mechanical machine, they can also exchange real power with the AC system if supplied from appropriate, usually DC energy source. Because of these similarities, synchronous machine, they are termed as static synchronous generator, SSGs. Okay, so static synchronous generators. Then another point you have is when SSG is operated without an energy source and with appropriate controls to function as a shunt connected reactive compensator, it is termed as rotating synchronous compensator or condenser. So you have is static synchronous compensator or condenser. In short, we have is static synchronous compensator, STATCOM, or STATCON condenser. Okay, so we will be discussing this STATCOM in the next topic. No? So the power can be generated by all types of DC to AC converter and AC to AC switching converters, that is either frequency changers or frequency converters or cyclo converters. Okay, so that you can have. Then you can go through it. The normal function of converter is to change DC power to AC, and the frequency changer is to change the AC power of one frequency to AC power of another frequency, that's cyclo converter. However, the power converter of either type consists of an array of solid state switches. Okay, so this which connects the input terminal to the output terminal. So here now finally what you have is switching power converter has no internal energy storage, and therefore the instantaneous input power must be equal to the instantaneous output power. So there is no energy storage, therefore whatever you are giving, so as and when the power source is available it will operate, otherwise it will go. That is another thing. Yeah, you can just go through this point. So now hereafter whatever controllers, whatever fax controller we will be discussing, we will use this. Okay, so these are this type voltage. Current source also is available, but as of now it's not that common or not that popular. Okay, so whatever we are using is voltage source type VSC converter. Okay, so reasons the you can have this. The few reasons are there. So then the basic operating principle of this switching GD converter is, so voltage source converter is similar to that of the conventional rotating synchronous machine. Okay, so you can see. So this is our rotating synchronous machine connected to a system bus, coupling transformer, and all this thing. Okay, so this is there. Now the reactive current I, this I will be drawn, the magnitude or the direction, and will be determined by the actually the magnitude of this system voltage V and this rotating system voltage or internal voltage of the generator. Okay, so this is generator, this is the bus. Yeah. So then I depends on the magnitude of this. So if V is greater than E, what happens? If V is less than E, what happens? So this is what it will do. So if V is greater than E, system will supply the system will supply the reactive power to the generator. If V is less than E, generator will supply the reactive power to the system. Okay, so this is what you have. So I is equal to V minus E by X. So the corresponding reactive power Q is, so are you getting this one? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So please derive this one. Derive this one. Done?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Are you getting this one?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then if you are getting, then it's okay. Okay, so this is the case. Q, so reactive power. So depending upon the I, magnitude of I. So I is actually determined by the magnitude of E and I. Okay, so by controlling the excitation of the machine, enhance the amplitude E of its internal voltage relative to the amplitude of V of the system voltage, reactive power flow can be controlled. So now here you see increasing E above V, that is operating as a overexcited machine, means E is greater than V. Then what will happen is then it results in the leading current, means the current will flow from this current direction will be in this direction. Okay, so the machine is seen as a capacitor by the AC system in this case, so leading. Now if you decrease E below V, that is operating as under excited, it produces a lagging current, that is machine is seen as a reactor. So that time, so in this is the current will flow upward. In this case current I will be in, it will flow in downward. from system. But in both the cases, the small amount of real power flows from AC system to the machine to supply mechanical and electrical losses. That is. Okay, so this is what you have. So this is actually the general of synchronous machining. So now if you apply this formula, this concept to the voltage source converter. So this is your voltage source. This one now. This is your VSC. Okay, so VSC, which is actually commonly called as STATCOM. Okay, static compensator. Okay, so this is there. Others, everything remaining same. This is there. Is it okay? This is your STATCOM. So this is your system voltage, and this is your generated voltage by STATCOM. So from DC input source, this CS, this capacitor, source capacitor provides the convert and this three-phase voltage with the frequency of the AC power system. That is here. Another point. So each output voltage is in phase with and coupled to corresponding AC system voltage via relatively small or through this coupling transformer. So this is the, again, it is tied up here. Then by varying the amplitude of output voltage produced, the reactive power exchange between the converter and AC system can be controlled. Okay, so now here, if V is greater than VO is greater than V, what will happen? Converter will generate reactive power for the AC system. That means current flows from the converter to the AC system. So here, the current direction is in this direction. Okay. Now, if V is less than VO, then current will flow to the converter from the system. So this one, this is the case. Okay, so this is how the STATCOM actually controls the flow of reactive power or controls the reactive power. So reactive current will flow. So once reactive current is there, then you will I. So Q is equal to VI sin phi. That is where you can. Okay, so we'll stop here.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you. Thank you.